More updates coming out of the Middle East. Iran's foreign minister is pushing back on US President Donald Trump's claim that a new nuclear deal proposal has been formally submitted to Tehran. Speaking on social media, Abbas Araghchi called the US messaging confusing and contradictory, saying Iran has received no written offer, neither directly nor indirectly. This comes after President Trump, speaking aboard Air Force One, said Washington had formally proposed a new agreement and urged Iran to move quickly. Araghchi stressed that Iran would never abandon its right to enrich uranium for peaceful purposes under the Non-Proliferation Treaty. He added that Iran remains committed to a deal if the US lifts sanctions and respects its rights. Trump has said he's open to a civilian nuclear program in Iran, but not a nuclear weapon, and has hinted that trade could be used as a tool to reach peace. The Arab League is gathering in Baghdad today to discuss the war in Gaza and other regional crises, with key leaders expected to skip the talks following US President Donald Trump's Gulf tour. Trump had earlier stirred a controversy by declaring that America would take over Gaza and transform it into a Riviera of the Middle East, prompting Arab states to formulate a rebuilding plan at a March summit in Cairo. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas was the first to arrive in Baghdad, though most Gulf nations are sending ministers. Iraqi officials say the summit will endorse the Cairo decisions instead of Trump's proposal. United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres and Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez are also among those attending the summit, with Sanchez expected to address the summit directly. Syria's interim president Ahmed al-Shara will also not attend this summit, following backlash from Iraqi politicians. Damascus will be represented by Foreign Minister Assad al-Shaibani. Now we move over to Southeast Asia, where Vietnam and the United States held their first direct ministerial level negotiations yesterday against the backdrop of an impending US tariff of 46% on imports from the Southeast Asian nation. The Vietnamese Trade Ministry said in a statement released today that the meeting, which occurred in Jeju, South Korea, symbolized both nations' commitment to fostering a stable economic, trade and investment partnership. The talks follow a phone call last month between Vietnamese Trade Minister Nguyen Hong Dien and US Trade Representative Jamieson Greer that officially started negotiations. The Trade Ministry's statement said that Greer agreed with Vietnamese current approach and proposal. It also stated that with the mutual efforts, the technical level negotiations in the coming days will yield positive results. The US has postponed the implementation of the 46% tariff on Vietnam until July. If enforced, the levy could disrupt growth in Vietnam, which is heavily dependent on sales to the United States, its largest export market, and substantial foreign investments in manufacturing goods for export. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has supervised Air Force drills, calling for a breakthrough in war preparation across the entire military. According to state media, Kim expected airstrike and anti-aircraft combat exercises, underscoring the need for enhanced combat readiness. Footage aired on North Korean television showed a MiG-29 jet firing what analysts say resembled a Russian-made mid to long-range air-to-air missile. This marks Kim's latest display of military activity, including missile tests and tank drills. Moving on once again, South Korea's ousted former President Yoon Suk-yeol